Thank you. What an act to follow. Thanks, Rhiannon. Listen, I don't have a lot of prepared remarks, so I'm going to attempt to be brief, but I want to talk about a few things. Before I do, let's just try this. I want to see what happens. Betsy DeVos. Okay, all right. I figured it would. We'll get to Betsy in just a second. Listen, I want to talk about a couple things. We exist in the era, currently, of alternative facts, right? And so what I want to take a couple seconds to do is to talk about truth. And talk about why the fights for justice, social, economic, racial, educational, environmental, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting them all, why we're all connected, okay? Let's start by discussing what's happening in the Dakotas right now. We understand that there are corporate interests that are trying to force a pipeline through land that is sacred to First Peoples who were here before any of us were. And we understand that those fights are connected in really strange ways. And here comes an ad hominem attack. In Denver here, we have a superintendent whose last name is the exact same last name as the judge who upheld the fact that those pipeline companies can continue to build. And no one wants to talk about it. We also don't want to talk about how it's no surprise to me personally that when it comes to our educational justice, so first our environmental and our educational justice, how students that come from First Nations families in Denver public schools are suspended and expelled and disciplined way disproportionately than people that look the same way that I do. And it's not right, and we need to start discussing true things, right, in the age of alternative facts. Now let's get to Betsy DeVos. Betsy DeVos. We don't have a lot of time to discuss this, but Betsy DeVos gets confirmed, and 3 days later, here in Denver, there are four charter networks that decide to have their CEOs, all of whom are white men, write a letter publicly saying that they believe it's time for them to expand better education here in Denver. I don't think it's any surprise that they are empowered to do that by people like Betsy DeVos. Yeah, Boo is right. Boo is right. But here's the deal. Things like this, we see folks with SEIU shirts on. We see people from the COPA here, from the Colorado People's Alliance. We see teachers from all across the metro area. And all of the groups that I forgot. This is our time, right? We find ourselves in a very unfortunate situation, and it is so much worse for certain facets of our population, but we find ourselves at a time where we can come together. So I'm just going to leave you with this. The next time that you're standing there and you're flipping through your phone, or you see the television, or you see something in the post when you're online at Starbucks or whatever the heck you do during the day, and you get frustrated, and you get angry, and you get hurt, and you start to mull over all of the problems that we're seeing and how they impact us, how these fights for various forms of justice are connected. I want you to do one thing wherever you are. I don't care. It might be in your living room. Like I said, it might be in public. I want you to raise a fist and say, resist. Thank you.
All right. Next on our list, we have